Welcome to Served Up Critical Conversations. I'm your host, Bridget Albert, and we are here at Tales of the Cocktail in New Orleans.
I am so excited to be here. I am your co-host, Julie Milroy, live at Mais at Tales of the Cocktail. And today we have two incredible guests with us, Tony and Jim, leaders from NOAGE, a nonprofit organization advocating for LGBTQ plus elders. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're very excited to be here.
Well, we are so happy that you're joining us today. I'm going to start off with you, Jim, first.
Sure.
Can you tell us more about NOAGE, how it was founded, why it's necessary, and what is the mission?
Sure. So can y'all hear me all right? So NOAGE stands for New Orleans Advocates for LGBTQ plus elders. The seed idea came from a local guy, an attorney named Jason Wagaspak, who noticed that his neighbor who's gay, he'd lost his partner, and the guy was just really isolated, staring out the window alone. And Jason wondered, what exists in New Orleans to help people who are aging in the LGBT community, and there was nothing at the time. So he got together a coalition of people who formed NOAGE.
That is, that gave me chills because I think already when people that we love in our families go through and they're aging, you tend to be alone. So I can imagine, within the LGBTQ plus place, if your partner leaves, it could be a very lonely place. So I think that's incredible that you guys have, that you've created this space. So Tony, how did you get involved and how did this blossom to what NOAGE is today?
I guess I got involved accidentally. Some people came up to me. I'm an event planner, so I throw parties for a living. And they were having a gala, and they're like, hey, we want to take it up another notch. So I said, okay, well, I'd love to help you. So I started helping with their gala, and it started to do really well. Well, then I was like, well, this is a great organization. It's for a wonderful cause. And let's face it, no one's getting younger. We're all
true.
Aging. And one thing I noticed is in the LGBT community, when someone loses a partner or they may just be single, they don't really have family. They've been alienated from their family. Most of them don't have children. So they're alone. And something as simple as going to get a colonoscopy, and you need someone to pick you up from that.
Right.
They don't have anyone to do that. And it's important that we take care of this group of people, but not just them, but as we're aging, learning how we could better take care of ourselves. In the aging process, one good thing about NOAGE that we stress is you could be any age to be a supporter. You don't have to be over 60 or over 50 or anything. We have people who are supporters who are in their 20s, in their 30s, because let's face it, we all want to get older because the alternative is nothing,
Right.
So.
Right. Jim, I want to throw it back over to you. Can you talk about the key programs and the initiatives that have put into place really to support the LGBTQ plus elders of your community?
Sure. I think our most successful recurring program is the monthly potluck at St. Anna's Episcopal Church. We always get a huge turnout of people, and in New Orleans, we love to eat. We love to have conversations. So that's one of them. We also have a walking group each week. We've got a book club that's meeting this evening. We've had HIV support groups for elders. We've have recurring coffee talks. We'll have one at Crescent Care this Saturday. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but some one-off events. But we try to have at least one social event per week that people can count on, that they can meet up and make new friends. And when you get older, it's harder to build and maintain friendships. So we're trying to help facilitate that.
And competency training, that's really important too.
Well, that's the other branch of it. When we talk about being advocates for elders, what we're doing is giving LGBT cultural competence training for healthcare providers. So, for example, for a nursing home staff, to let them know why somebody would be going back into the closet when they go into a nursing home. It's because they're afraid of being bullied by their roommate, It's like going back in time. So if we can get the healthcare staff trained to know what to look for, to know about what it means to age with HIV. The face of HIV is aging. Most people with it in America now are over 50, and they're moving into long-term care, and those facilities they're not prepared for it.
What inspired you? I mean, as a community, there's so many challenges. And I think the fact that both of you with NOAGE is really focused on the elderly, and I can see that that's, there's a big need there. So what inspired you? Is it just kind of, have you always had an affection for kind of like the elderly community, or did you just kind of fall into this space where you're so needed and you're taking such a big leadership role in?
Well, I'm a social worker by profession, and I from the beginning of my career, I worked with elders. I started in geriatric psych hospitals. I just prefer working with older people, and I came to this point where I was between jobs and I was going crazy because I had nothing to do, and I'm like, I got to volunteer or I'm going to go nuts. So I just Googled LGBT elders, New Orleans. I wanted to give back to the LGBT community. And NOAGE popped up. They had just started. It was 2015. And I started as a volunteer and just tried to make myself indispensable. So when I meet people who are looking for a job, I can't find a job, I tell them, you need to volunteer at the place that you want to be and make yourself indispensable to that place, and it's a good way to get a job. It worked for me.
He is very indispensable. Trust me.
Well, so is Tony.
That's a great tip.
Well, Tony, let's flip it over to you. I want to touch on really the intergenerational aspect, and you mentioned that just briefly, but really, how can the younger generations support and to learn from their elders, maybe do a little bit better, right? Get more involved, right? and what are some of the benefits really that you're seeing of fostering these like intergenerational relationships?
Well, what we're seeing, especially like things like potluck and when we're gathering, people of all ages, they're just talking to each other. And they're just talking about their lives and their experiences. And trust me, there is nothing that a younger person is going through that someone older hasn't gone through.
That's so true.
And with the LGBT community, during the age of AIDS, at its worst, we lost a generation of people. So there was a gap. So I think it's even more important as we age to become mentors, sounding boards. I just say talk to each other because we find out so much more. And the people who come who are younger, like the college kids who are they come to volunteer, but they find that they're having a good time. They're making friends and they're hanging out. I mean, they're just older. They're not not fun. So I think it's a learning situation for everyone involved. So that's kind of where I see that
If
going.
you're a young person, the best thing you can do for an elder is to give them some of your time. I know everybody,
amen.
everybody wants to feel seen and heard, but I mean, we also see, the elders learn from the youth. So for example, a lot of younger people have made a lot of progress with the transgender issues, gender nonconforming people. Some of those labels, they didn't even exist, in a major way 20, 30, 40 years ago. And some elders who might have once identified as gay are now freaked, like, you know what? I'm actually part of the trans community, and I owe the youth. I owe that to the youth. So I see it working both ways. The youth learn from the elders and vice versa.
You just took the words out of my mouth, and I think something that we talk about a lot these days is that reverse mentoring, right? So a lot of our youth, especially these days, know everything. I know because I have a 12-year-old son, and he definitely knows a lot more than I do. But there's so much we can learn from the youth. And it's not just one way, right? It's not like, oh, I'm going to go be with elderly people and they're just going to teach me the way of the road. And I think that it's really about that conversation and learning from each other. And it's like you learn a little bit about some of the hardships that our elders have gone through with rights that they didn't have. I mean, we're still struggling, but they struggled even more.
Yeah.
And then also learning from the youth. Like, I love being around our youth because it just gives you like this whole new vibe and new energy. And, you know, I think that that's so important. And like with your community of elders, like, do they enjoy being around youth, or do they prefer being around like their own
I think
community?
they love it.
They love
I think
it?
they love it. They love talking to each other. They like being seen and understanding what's out there. What's incredible. Like, they're kind of not out right now. They're not going out a lot. So to like live through them and hear what's out there, they're becoming, oh, I want to go see this new thing. I want to be part of this band. I want to. We at every big major LGBT event in the city, like Southern Decadence or Gay Pride, we have a group that goes out to that, and the group is formed with elderly, young, all ages are part of it. So I think they just all like being together.
It's about showing up for each other.
Yeah.
It's all about being part of it.
And being like, we're stronger together, right? No matter what age you are, no matter where you're from, it's like we're all together with like a common value and what we love and brings us joy.
And I think as you get older, they tend to be more reserved, especially elderly, because that's what they grew up in a time where they couldn't be out like that is. But the younger generation has empowered them and emboldened them to be like, all right, I'm gay, I'm trans, I'm who I am, and I'm proud.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to be. And I think that is a great lesson for everyone.
It sure is. It sure is. You know, I'm going to flip this one over to you, Jim. You know, we're living in a time that's almost going backwards as much as we're going forwards, with a lot of the different laws that are either being changed and or implemented around the LGBTQ plus community as well for women. And when we think about the time that we live in, you know, how do we ensure that the LGBTQ plus elders are included in the right conversations to protect them around the rights and issues that we have today?
Well, I think you're right. What we're dealing with now, it's with all these conversations about grooming. It's the same thing as Anita Bryant in the 1970s with the Save the Children campaign. What Anita didn't realize was that was going to galvanize the entire community to rise up. In fact, one of the first major gay protests in New Orleans was against Anita Bryant. It brought thousands and thousands of people to protest her, and it helped actually spark the movement. And when people get overly cynical about what's happening today, my thing is, look at your history. Look where we've been before. Look at the battles that we fought and won decades ago. Read up on what happened, see how they did it then, use those tools, use new tools that the youth, they've got social media and galvanizing action in that way. But these are battles we've won before.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
And that's such a great lesson, right? It's like, we've been here before. This is nothing new, and we're not going to be scared. We're not going to be threatened, and we're not going to back down. And I think that is something. I mean, when we think of like the whole banning books, right? I mean, we've all learned so many new authors and so many books that it was like, oh, that's banned. I want to read it. And it's like, you know, ultimately what they were trying to do to silence and close off has just really opened the door even more. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
No one can ban a book. We live in the world of Amazon.
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
hit a button and get the book.
You are so
What
right.
are you banning in any school? They're not going to read it in school.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like saying don't smoke in school.
Yeah.
They're not going to do it in school, but they're going to do it. They're
Yeah.
going to read it.
Like
And if
how
you-
to make what better way to make books more popular than telling kids that they can't read it? You know,
Yeah.
now all of a sudden like everybody wants to read. That's great. You know,
Yeah.
like get off social media and read a book.
Well, this means a lot to me. When I was growing up in a rural parish in Louisiana, I would drive to to Southeastern SLU library to find books about the subject. And, I think that when people want information,
They will
they're
find
going
it.
to get the information. We shouldn't be talking about banning books in the United States of America. There's lots of stuff I don't agree with. I'm not going to read it. I'm not interested. But I'm not going to stop you from reading what you
Yeah.
want to read in a free country. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, by the way, you can just go on Google and like type in the words. You know, that's actually easier than ordering
I
and,
didn't have that.
sending a book.
Yeah.
But it's like,
right.
We have the internet. I mean,
yeah,
honestly.
I mean, hello, what year are we in? But I think that taking those type of initiatives that are intended to be not good and making it good and really using that platform to bring awareness. And I think what the two of you are doing with NOAGE and the entire team of people that that bring this organization together, we commend you so much, and I'm sure the community does as well.
Well, I
Thank
commend
you.
the librarians and teachers who are on the front lines of
Yeah.
this and dealing with what y'all just brought up, because it's tough. It's
Yeah.
worse than it was when I was a kid as far as the banning. But as far as coming together as a community, we are so lucky in New Orleans. We've got like one of the most tight-knit LGBT communities, I think, in the country.
Wow.
And the fact that NOAGE has been so successful is a testament to that.
That's amazing. Tony, what are the goals and aspirations of NOAGE for the future?
Oh, we have many.
Let's talk about them.
We want to be one of the organizations on the forefront of helping LGBTQ plus elders, not just here in New Orleans, but around the country.
Around.
Like people, we want to build a model so elder communities, especially more rural communities, learn how to take care of it and how we can help them. There is SAGE, which is a national
Yeah,
organization, but they're kind of
Their work is more around policy, and they're doing a lot of work on, in Washington, advocating on the laws that are
Sure.
political.
Right.
the political
Right,
stuff.
very important.
Our bigger interest is in building community and letting people know that we're here not just for people who are aging right now, but this is an investment in your future. If you're part of the LGBT community, please get involved with NOAGE because you're planning for your own future. So you will have social groups and support as you age.
And just meeting new people out there and learning from them and learning how you could help them and they could help you. You don't know the network you can create. And so that's one of the things is we're building networks. We're building a stronger community.
Beautiful.
I think community is key, and we've talked to a couple of guests today, and that's something so special about New Orleans and where you guys are is that, and so Chris said it earlier. It's that it's actually the community that's creating these type of policies and just almost making a bigger impact than the officials in the government, right? It's that local community, and the more that you can network and empower each other, the better. And I think that I love that you do that, and that your audience isn't just the elderly; it's anybody in the LGBTQ space, anybody that's even allies or advocates, so that we continue to have that sustainability. And you might be young now, but you'll be older later, so why not get involved early?
And it's all about succession planning in our community. Like, as you're involved in NOAGE, you're growing older and all, then we could hand the reins off to groups of people who will take it and run with it even further than we did. So.
Yeah, and we've hosted several legal fairs to help people get their documents in order. If they're not married and they need a succession plan, we're always happy to help people with that as well.
Yeah.
Tony, where can folks find NOAGE?
You can find us online. It's
noagenola.org.
NOAGENOLA.org.
I always want to say .com. It's .org.
noagenola.org online. We're also on Facebook and Instagram. If you go to the website, I'd encourage people who want to learn more to subscribe to the e-newsletter. Mm-hmm. So once a week, I send out an email blast that lets people know all of the social events that are happening. From not just from NOAGE, but from other things happening around the community. Right now, we're super excited because our Southern Decadence Grand Marshals have chosen us as their charity for this year. So we really want to give we really want to push. Please attend Southern Decadence fundraising events,
Southern
not just
Decadence.
the weekend of Southern Decadence, but in all the weeks leading up to it, because they're helping us out. We show up for each other in New
We do.
Orleans. We really do.
That's amazing.
Southern Decadence is one of the largest LGBT events in the country.
Yes.
And it's over Labor Day weekend. And I was a Southern Decadence Grand Marshal in the past, but when you become a Southern Decadence Grand Marshal, they're like, you're running the parade. That's wonderful. Now you have to raise all the money for the parade. And so you're like, oh. And then, but all the money they raise more than that because, the community comes out and supports them all.
Sure.
So all the extra that goes after the parade, like once the parade is paid for, goes to a charity, and we were chosen as the charity
That's
this year.
And they've already raised the
Bravo.
money for the parade. So
So everything
hey,
comes
hey.
to us from this
incredible
point
group
on.
of people
It's
this
all
year.
great.
That's amazing. And just so that we can tie the loop, how did you get involved with Tales of the Cocktail?
How did we get involved with Tales of the?
How was that connection made?
Oh, well, Tony's
with
got.
the spirits
Tony knows all about it.
industry
This is the first time
and,
I've been. I've never attended.
I have been.
welcome.
I used to come to Tales like in the day, like the beginning.
I
like
am
the-
sure we have sat
I'm
together at the Carousel Bar or somewhere.
And then when it was the
at 3
Montleon.
a.m. Milton
and-
Leon. Yep.
Yep.
I was there.
I remember going to a party in the Montleon and the door opened to the floor and a bicycle flew past me
Yes.
down the hallway and I'm like, yep, this is a Tales
Yep.
party. I love it. I love everything
love
about
it.
Tales of the Cocktail. So we are appreciative of you inviting us here.
Well, I love that Tales has become such a pillar in the industry and the community, especially here in New Orleans, year after year coming back. And it's just like, just seeing the people walking in and out of Maya, and just every age, gender, people coming in in wheelchairs to walking. And I think that that's really the power of the community. And it's just incredible that NOAGE can be a part of that.
And we thank you.
Yes, absolutely. So on behalf of the Served Up family, both Jim and Tony, I just want to thank you for all the beautiful work that your organization continues to do in your community. And I do hope that this episode inspires other communities across our country and around the world. We are a global podcast, and so your words will be heard. And I think it's really important that we always use our words because that's what really creates change. So I want to just wish you both some great health and a lot of peace. Thank you for being on our show.
you.
So
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.